how did you guys pull that one off at the end? I mean, obviously it was tied 60-60, and then you finally found some offense.
Yeah, you know what? We go through spurts where it's hot and cold. You know, we just can't seem, you know, we get a 9-point lead, we're rolling. We just can't seem to keep stretching it out. You know, there's a turnover here, a turnover there, self-inflicted wounds. I felt like, you know, even in the first half, we had 3 or 4 plays. We had 2-on-1 basic basketball play. We turn it over, one guy goes to the 3-point line. And I'm like, we've never worked on that in practice. But it's just, you know, we keep making the same mistakes, and we need to move forward. I think for the most part, our defense was really good in the first half. We held them 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. Whenever you're playing a good mid-major team, the 3-point line becomes a factor. In the second half, they made 7, which now they're a factor. We didn't do a good job there. You know, we broke down a couple times defensively. And I think sometimes tough offense or bad offense results in sometimes bad defense. You know, you're thinking about that play, and we got to be able to go and move forward, go on to the next one. But I got to give Santa Barbara a lot of credit. I mean, Coach Pasternak did a great job. They really made it difficult to get into Noah. I mean, on 8 shots, Noah had 22, you know, 20 and 10. What did he have? 22 and 8. Went to the foul line. You know, they made it very difficult to get him the ball. And you know, they were taking 25 seconds off the clock, which is a good strategy against us, you know, make us play defense for long periods of time. And, you know, it got into a dogfight. I think at the end of the game, we did a good job of, you know, our defense, sometimes your best offense is really good defense. We got in transition early in the second half. Matisse hit a couple threes. Jalen made some plays, rebounded the ball. And I told this earlier, and it's just the truth. An ugly win is better than a good-looking loss. And so, you know, am I happy how we played? No. Am I happy that we won? Yes. And now we've got an unbelievable opportunity.
What are you seeing during those?
Is that the longest answer you've ever heard in your life?
That was 2 minutes.
What are you seeing during those times when the scoring is not really happening? Is it just the mistakes? Is it a lack of energy? Is it all of the above?
No, you know, sometimes a team that runs good offense and you know, they got a couple guys coming home and they're just working the ball. You've got to be able to be disciplined for long periods of time, and that's, you know, you look at the really good defensive teams in the country like Virginia. That's what happens. They're trying to, you know, cut the game in half, less possessions, and you got to play the full 30 seconds, and then you got to end it with a rebound. And the times that we did, we were able to get in transition, get a good shot, get some movement, and it was good. Times that we didn't, we couldn't.
Have you ever seen a half like that, where you made one jump shot?
You know what? I always, you know, all you're trying to do is offense. You're trying to move the ball, and you're trying to find, you know, making sure the right players are getting good shots. I feel like we got great shots. I thought Dom got really good ones early. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't. That's why, you know, defense is so important. But for the most part, I thought the guys really shared the ball like we did against Eastern Washington. The shots just didn't fall in the first half. You know, you make 1, you make 2, you make 3, you make 4. It's a different halftime score. But you know, in the first half we didn't. But our defense, you know, we were able to have a 5-point lead.
Hey, just how is this team different when Matisse gives you something on that offensive end?
You know, Matisse has been a great player for us. He's really been working on his shot lately, and you know, he gives you that spark. We also know how disruptive he is on the defensive end, but when he's out there, you know, hitting shots, we're just a different team, and it's fun to see him as a confident player. You know, we need to get a couple other guys at a confident level. Where right now, I think they're not, and we got to get everybody moving in the right direction and all confident, and that's when we're going to become a really good team.
What was it looked like they were kind of starting to flash in the high post in the second half. Did that contribute to their threes, to just passing in and out?
They started attacking from the corner, got dribble penetration. There's a couple breakdowns. You know, when teams get in the paint, we go out. A couple of times Matisse went out. He was the only guy going out, and they had 2 guys open, and they made some shots. You know, they did a good job. We try to keep it out of the paint. As much as you can keep it out of the paint, it will eliminate those type of, you know, even catching it in the paint ends up being like a penetration and kick. It's a form of penetration. But, you know, a couple breakdowns here and there in a low possession game against a team that's playing like it's a Super Bowl and they've got really good players. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be in those types of games. But, the kids made enough plays down the stretch and showed a lot of grit and a lot of character and a lot of fight to come out with a win. And, I'm proud of them that way.
How big is it to have those plays down the stretch, making the free throws and playing the defense you needed to pull out?
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's about winning. You're trying to play the right way for longer periods of time, and it's about winning. And it's not going to be pretty some of the time, but you got to find ways to win. And we made it just enough plays to win tonight.
It felt a little bit like the Minnesota game where you guys did not make the plays at the end of that one, but tonight you did. Did you learn anything from that game?
Sometimes it happens. You don't make foul shots. You don't make threes. That's why you play the game. Good offense is, you're learning about, did we get good shots? We got Hamir a good three at Minnesota, got Dom a great three at Minnesota. We just didn't knock him down. We got to the foul line. We just, a front end miss, 1 out of 2, Tonight we made them, and those are the difference makers. We won a lot of games last year, making 8 out of 8, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 12 foul shots last 5 minutes of games, and that's a credit to a lot of our guys. Just the resiliency of coming through and finding ways to win.
I was going to say, does this sound, does it feel like when the shots aren't falling that you're starting to find some plan Bs?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you got to have a contingency plan, and at the end of the day, it's why it's like watching Husky football in the last game. Defense sometimes can do what? Can dominate, and so sometimes the guy doesn't catch the ball. Sometimes guys miss foul shots. Sometimes guys miss shots. At the end of the day, it's a team, and your defense can be great and good enough to do what? To win. And tonight, our offense wasn't great. We made some plays down the stretch, but for the most part, defensively, other than the threes in the second half, our guys really, I thought, did a really good job.
Noah and Matisse were saying that sometimes when they got a little bit of a lead, they felt the energy from them kind of drop off, from you guys kind of drop off. Do you sense that from the sideline sometimes when you guys get a lead?
Gosh, you know what? You just got to stick with simple. Sometimes we try to do a little bit too much, and we've got to have, the guys really trust each other, but, trust your game, trust your teammates, seeing what's working. I felt like in transition, sometimes it's the best time to get the ball to Noah because the defense isn't set. So we got to look for those types of things, and if they are set, we're going to have good, step-in rhythm threes. And Matisse hit a couple of those in the second half, which was a huge, kind of gave us some separation in there. But you got to give Santa Barbara a lot of credit. They kept coming back. They had 3 kids coming back. Armand Davis from the local area, got hot, and they made like 3 floaters down the middle of the lane, and they were aggressive. They did a heck of a job. They had a great game plan.
Coach, you got a good game coming up in a couple of days. Not a lot of time to prepare. When do you read?
Who do we play?
Some school.
Some school.
Yeah.
All right.
What are some things that you absolutely have to clean up to be competitive in that?
Well, if you look at like the Auburn game, unforced turnovers. Like you can't, interceptions to touchdowns. You can't, you just can't give them the ball where they score. Bottom line, you can't give them easy baskets. That team last year, I think, while lost by 28, 40, I think they scored 46 points off transition and second chance points. Right there. Auburn scored 30 points off turnovers. Take that equation out, make it 20, we're right in the game. It's being strong with the ball, it's showing poise in a ruckus environment, it's being strong with the ball, it's playing at our tempo, and making sure that the right guys are getting the ball, and our defense is really good. This is one of those games where it's possession by possession. Everything matters. And, a lot of teams like the Zags, they're great offensive teams, they score in bunches, gosh, they're fun to watch. As a basketball fan, like they're attack, they're aggressive. We're going to have our A game, and we've done it before when we've executed game plans. And I just challenge the guys. This is one of the greatest opportunities you can have. Not too many people in a lifetime get a chance to play against the number 1, and we're one of them. We get a chance, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Have we seen your A game yet this year?
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't think you have. I don't think you have. We got to clean up on the turnovers. We've got to play for longer periods of time. I got to do a better job of subbing. I think I got to get guys in the game. I thought Eastern Washington getting Jamal Bay's got to get some minutes. He's really good. I got to get him out there. We got to get a confident Sam Timmons in there. Sammy, we wouldn't have had the season last year or even some of the games this year with a non-confident Sam, and that's probably my fault. We need him. Hamir's playing a little hesitant where he's turning it over. I mean, these guys, I've got to do a little bit better job of getting them confident, getting our whole team confident. I feel like Noah's back. I feel like Jalen makes plays at the end that he has to. I think Matisse is playing at a high level. I think Dom, obviously we know what he did in the last game, the consistency there. Nas has been coming in and giving us decent minutes. But I got to do a better job, bottom line. But I don't think you have seen you have not seen our A game.
If you played like the way you played tonight, would that be enough to do it, or you need to play better than that?
Oh, we need to play better. I wasn't happy tonight. I'm happy that we won. There's a lot of things that we need to clean up if we want to be an elite team. And I know they want to. It's our job to get them there. And we're working hard every day, showing them their mistakes, trying to correct them in practice, and just try to become the best team that we can be every day.